Hey, fourth graders. This is Using Lie and Lay Correctly, pages 239 to 241. All right, let's get started. So, I'm sure you guys all used the word lie and lay before. All right, for first word lie means to rest or recline, something that you do to yourself. Okay, just like in the last lesson, we learned the difference between sit and set. You can think of lie just like sit. Okay, lie is something you do to yourself, just like how when you sit, you do it to yourself. You're not making something else sit. You're making yourself um, lie down. Okay, so the past tense of lie is lay. The present tense is lying, and the future is lie. And if you're going to pair it up with the helping verb have to show that you have experience, you would use the word laying. Okay, like let's go over examples of each one. So you can say, yesterday I lay in bed all day for lay. For lying, you can say, I'm lying down in bed now. Or you can say, I will lie in bed tomorrow. Or for this word, you can say, I have lain in a waterbed before. Okay? And so you might be asking yourself, what's the difference between sit and lie? I have a couple of cartoons to show you guys. So right here is an example of sit. Okay, when you're sitting down, you're mostly on your bottom. All right, you're not on anything else. You're just sitting on top of your bottom. But here is an example of lie. When you're lying down, you're not just on your bottom. You're on, maybe your whole back or your whole front. Okay, you're more spread out. More spread out. Okay, so that's the really important difference between lie and sits. When you're lying down, you're spread out more. When you're sitting, you're just on your bottom. Okay, only on the bottom. Okay. All right, let's look at our next word here. Next word is lay. Lay means to spread out or place something down due to something else. Okay, you're doing this to something else. This is just like set. All right, just how we set something else down, we lay something else down. You never um, use lay when we're talking about ourselves. Okay, all right. Here's some examples of lay. Laid is past tense. Laying is present tense, something you're doing right now. This is the future tense. Have laid, if you're gonna say that you've had experience, or if you're gonna pair lay with the helping verb have or had, you would use the word laid. Okay. All right. Let's go over some example sentence for each one. You can say, yesterday I laid my dog in bed. All right. For laying, you can say, I'm laying down these pencils on the table. Or you can say, I will lay the books on the table tomorrow. And for this verb form of the word, you can say, I have laid down. Um, I have laid down pipes in the ground before. Okay. All right. So, what's the difference between set and laid? Well, when I think of set, something like you just really just put on the. Let me draw a table real quick here. If I say like I set the cup on the table, like something that you just place it on the table, okay? But lay, it's you would use lay for things that you would need to spread out more. Maybe you can say I laid yesterday. I laid the tablecloth on the table. So tablecloth is something you would need to spread out more, right? Yeah. So you can say, yesterday I laid the tablecloth on the table. So when you're talking about spreading something out, you would use lay instead of set. All right, setting, you're just kind of plopping it on top, not really spreading it out. But when you say the word lay, it gives this image of more like you're spreading, rolling out something, or spreading something out more. All right, so you guys might have noticed something between these two words, lie and lay. You might have noticed that they both use lay, right? They both have lay in one of their verb forms, okay? So this type of lay is past tense for lie, but this type of lay is the future tense for the word lay. So this is like the most, I think, confusing part. All right, a lot of people use this two words incorrectly. Even I use it incorrectly all the time, so it's not a huge deal if you use it incorrectly like this. But it's just really important that you know the correct way to use these words. All right, so okay, so it's okay for you to say yesterday I lay um, in bed all day. So this is correct. You can say, do a check mark for correct. So you can say yesterday. I didn't write yesterday. I put yesterday. So yesterday I lay in bed all day. So that's correct. Using the past tense of lie. All right. So yesterday I lay in bed all day. So since you're doing it to yourself, you're laying yourself down. You can use this. The past tense of lie is lay. So you can use lay in this way. That's correct. But you cannot say yesterday I laid in bed all day. Okay, this is incorrect. So this one uses lay and this is laid. Okay, you cannot say yesterday I laid. Yesterday I laid in bed all day. You can't say this because this past tense laid is for lay, doing something else. Since you're putting yourself down, you're not putting something else down. You cannot use this past tense form of lay. Okay, because this is you only use laid if you're talking about doing it to something else. You can say yesterday I laid. If you said yesterday I laid my dog in bed, you can say that because you're doing it to something else. All right, because this time for this lay, when you talk about laid, you're laying down your dog. You're laying something else, doing it to something else, not to yourself. All right. In the same way, you can't say it makes make more space. Increase the canvas 20. All right. You can't say I will lay in bed all day. All right. You cannot say this because let me zoom out more. You cannot say I will lay in bed all day. All right. So you're talking about in the future you're going to lay in bed all day because the future tense of lie is lay. So lie is lie, right? You can say I will lie in bed all day, but you can't say I will lay in bed all day because this future. When you're talking about the future tense in the future, you're talking about this type of lay, doing something else. So this is incorrect. If you're talking about you will lie in bed all day. If you in the future, you would need to use lie. All right. I know this is kind of confusing. I think as long as you guys just look at these two charts here, or these two definitions here, it should help you in your worksheet. Okay. So you can't say I will lay in bed all day. That's wrong. You have to say I will lie in bed all day. All right, because that's the future tense. That's the future tense of the word lie. All right. Okay. I know. Hopefully, I didn't confuse you guys. You can't say I will lie. You can say I will. Lay something else down. Maybe I will lay my cat in bed all day. Okay, that's okay. That's okay to say because you're doing something else using the future tense of lay, which is to do something else, spread out or place something else, to place something else down. All right, so I will lay my cat in bed. That's okay to say. All right, just make sure you don't get those too confused. Let me give you, I'm not sure if this will help you, but hopefully it will. This is a little trick I made to help you remember which lay is correct. All right, so you can say, here's a trick that I just thought of. I lied that I lay in bed. Okay. So you see how lied has the word lie, as in to rest or recline? I lied that I lay in bed. All right. So lied is past tense, right? Since it has ed at the end. I lied that I lay in bed. So this will help you to remember that lie can be, the lay and lie is past tense. All right. The next one, I will lay the Lay's chips. I'm not sure if you guys ever had Lay's chips before. Pretty popular potato chips. It's Lay's is a brand of potato chips. So I will lay the Lay's chips. So this sentence has the word Lay's in it, just like lay, and it has lay in the future tense, right? I will means I will do it in like tomorrow or in the future. So this sentence tells me that the future form of lay is lay, okay? Just like how in this sentence it tells me when I'm talking about the past, lie, I would use the word. So the past tense of lie is lay, all right? Hopefully this will help you. If not, yeah, just you might need to just really uh, keep in mind that on page 239, they have some sentences for you on the bottom of look closely for you to memorize. That might help you out. I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of memorizing long sentences, but yeah. Okay, let's go over our worksheet. Okay, this first one here. It says fill in the blank with the correct word form of lie or lay. So we're either using lie or lay for each one of these. Okay. So key thing to remember: if you're doing it to yourself, you would use lie. All right. Well, it depends on what tense. All right. Usually, if you're doing it to yourself, you would use lie. Lay is usually for something else. Okay. All right. So in general, you would use lie for yourself and lay for something else. If you're doing it to something else. All right. So let's go over some words. Okay. So number one, it says Mary has. Sorry, let me fix this. Mary has blank a sheet of paper on each desk. What did she do? Did she lie a sheet of paper on each desk, or did she lay a sheet of paper on each desk? Well, we know that from here, we know that lay is to do to something else. So what is she laying down, herself or something else? Well, it says a sheet of paper, so obviously she has laid a sheet of paper, okay? Or she has laid a sheet of paper on each desk, okay? All right. Okay. Hold on. Form. Oh, sorry. Correct form. So, yeah, I was like, that's not correct. Okay. She has laid. So you can't just use lie or lay. You have to use the correct form. So which form is it? Laid, laying, lay, or have laid? Well, past tense, right? Has laid. All right. Okay. So this morning. Sorry about that. Oh, this is actually the second page too. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Mary has laid. This is page 241. All right. So working a little bit backwards. Okay. Mary has laid a sheet of paper on each desk. Okay. Number two. This morning I blank in bed until 9 o'clock. So first you gotta ask yourself: is he talking about? Is he putting something else down, or is he putting himself down? Well, it says this morning I blank in bed all day, so it's talking about I, right? So we know that since he laid himself down, you would use the verb lie. So which form is it? Is it lay, lying, or lie? So this morning I blank in bed until 9 o'clock. So this is talking about past tense. So what's the past tense of lie? If you look here, it is lay. Okay, so I think this will help you guys out a lot on doing the worksheet. We'll do one more. That book has blank on the desk too long. All right. So, all right. That book has blank on the desk too long. So you're talking about, is the book doing it? Is he putting himself down on the table, or does something else do it? Okay, obviously, we know that books aren't alive, but since we're talking about the book as if it's doing it to itself, you would use the verb lie. Okay. So the book has blank on the desk too long. Since has, we're using the helping verb has, we would need to look at this part right here. The parentheses have lain. So these, when I have this parentheses, it means it could be has or have. All right. So what's the if I'm using the helping verb has with lie, what's the form? What's the verb form of lie? If you look here, it is lain. Okay. All right, let's look at our other page here. Okay, a little bit easier. All right, underline the correct verb in the parentheses if you use okay, so underline. If you use a form of the verb lay, meaning to put or place something, circle the object which is being placed. Circle the object which is being placed. All right, so lie or lay quietly so you would not disturb anyone. All right. So, are we talking about ourselves? Okay, remember, lie is yourself, and lay is something else. Okay, you need to have an object. Okay, you need to have an object for lay. All right, so blank lie or lay quietly so you would not disturb anyone. So it's talking about the person, right? Telling the person to do it to himself. So we would use lie. All right. Oh, underline. Sorry. Okay, next one. Lie or lay your things on the table. Since you're asking someone else to do something, since you're doing it to something else, and not yourself, would you use lie or lay? You would use lay, okay? Because lay is for something else, doing it to something else. What are they asking them to lay down? Lay your things on the table. So the object, what's receiving the action, is things. Okay, let's do another one. He lay or laid his tools down. Okay, so first you need to ask yourself is someone doing it to themselves or doing it to something else? All right. So he lay or laid his tools down. Well, he's asking him to put his tools down. Since he's doing it to something else, we would use lay. Okay. Sorry. The verb form of lay. Okay. So what's the past tense of sorry, what's the future tense of lay? It is laid. All right. What is lay? What did he lay down? His tools. All right. So why is it not lay? Well, if you're saying that, remember, lay can either be. Remember the trick I told you guys. What was it? I lied that I lay in bed. All right. Or I will lay the Lay's chips. Okay. Like that I lay in bed all day. I will lay the Lay's chips. So if I'm talking about the past and I'm doing it to myself, I would use this. I would use the verb form of lie. Okay. If I'm talking about the future, I would say use lay as in doing something else, as in I will lay the lace chips. Since he, sorry, so he lied his tools down. Okay, so this is past tense. All right, so we know that he's did it in the past. Since in the past, we can't say lay because that's in the future. But we can't also use the other lay as in doing it to yourself because he's not doing it to himself in this problem. Okay, he's doing it to something else. So that's why we have to use the um, past tense of lay, which is laid. Okay, so he laid his tools down. I think if I looked at if I look at that one table that I had before, this would have helped me a little bit better. So yeah, number 3 is a little bit tricky. All right. Okay. All right. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much. Just here. Yeah, just I think this table here will help you guys out. Just use this table that I made here to help you with the worksheet. Hopefully, you know, um, hopefully this will help you guys out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. All right, take care.